Installing the fuser in the Lexmark C540 series printers. Be sure you turn your printer off and allow it to cool for 30 minutes before beginning this procedure. We'll start by turning the switch off on the front of the machine and then remove the power cord, remove the paper tray, open the front access cover, and the right side toner access door flips up and there's two retaining clips. Push those in and the right side door comes off. The left side has 3 screws on the rear. You'll need to remove those 3 screws. There is another screw on the bottom of that side cover. Remove that screw. Take the yellow toner cartridge out and you'll notice a spring on a flange on the side of the fuser. Take a pair of needle nose pliers and grasp the top of that spring and release it from the flange. There's one on the right and it's the same on the left. Grasp that with the needle nose pliers, pull it off the flange, and that step is complete. There's a retaining screw on the right hand side of the fuser. You'll need to remove that retaining screw. There are also 2 sensor cables and a strap. Take the strap out and then each sensor cable. Close your right hand access door and there's a ground strap on the right. Remove the screw from the ground strap on that fuser. There's a sensor on the left. It's a paper exit sensor. There's an adhesive clip. Remove that piece and then you can push the sensor through the frame by grasping the clip. You can remove the cable from the sensor and then the sensor will pull away. Your new fuser will not have this sensor on it. The power cable to the fuser is also on the left. Remove that and pull that through the frame. Your new fuser has these guides. They line up with the knockouts on the shaft. Take your new fuser and drop it in. Make sure that power cord goes around behind the shaft. Drop your new fuser on. Line those up with the flat spots on that shaft and it'll rotate right into place. Watch your sensor cable. Now before you put your fuser forward, you need to flip these springs to the up position. Otherwise they're very difficult to attach. So move that to the up position on the left. It'll sit there straight up. And then on the right, flip that spring up. And once it's up, then carefully put the fuser back into place. Pull the sensor cable out of the way. Reattach your ground strap. Now take your needle nose pliers and grasp that spring and pull it up over that flange on the fuser. Reroute your ground strap on the other side if you haven't already done so. There's little guides there. Drop that in. Then you can reattach that spring. Grasp the top of that spring, pull it up over the flange on the fuser. Like so. Reinsert your retaining screw. You can then reattach your sensor cables. and the cover strap. You can then reinsert your exit sensor, snap that in on the frame, reattach the cable, and then re-stick the retaining piece behind the sensor. You want to feed your power cable in on that left side, then reattach it to the power supply. You'll notice that there's gears that fold forward. They can come in contact with that cable, so you need to be sure you tuck that cable in tightly along the frame, or you could damage those cables. So if you have a small flat blade screwdriver, make sure those are tucked in away from the gear as it comes forward when you close the front access cover. You can then reinsert your yellow toner cartridge. There's guides on the bottom of the printer for your cover around the toner. Snap that into place. Close your access cover for the toner. Now this other side is easier if you lay the printer on its side. Line that guide up with that flange on the cover. Drop that in there and on the top. And you can tell when it's behind the top cover. And then reinsert your screw. That's also easier to do when the printer's on its side. And then do your screws on the rear of the printer. You can close your access cover, reinsert your paper tray. Now we're going to hold in the left and the check and then power it on, and hold those in until all the dots disappear. It'll keep displaying dots. Hold that left and check in while it still has the dots showing on the screen. This will take us into the maintenance menu. Then when you see the memory message, you can remove your fingers from the left and the check. And you'll have diag menu. Press the left arrow until you hit printer setup. Then the left arrow and says reset fuser count. Press check again. It'll reset the fuser count. Now that that's done, press the back key. Press back again, printer setup. Hit the left arrow until you see exit diag, then press the check to exit the diagnostic menu. The printer will reset and the procedure is complete.